What's up, everybody? Mark with Coffee&Toys here, bringing you another figure unboxing and review. Today we're breaking into it. We're going to celebrate Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny release by reviewing my first ever 6-inch Indiana Jones action figure. And of course, that figure is from the latest movie, Dial of Destiny. We have Henry Jones Jr., Indiana Jones. Let's talk about it. Yes, so this is the newest 6-inch series, first for Hasbro of Indiana Jones action figures. So I'm very interested in seeing how these stack up against like a Black Series Star Wars figure and also a G.I. Joe figure. I think that'll be a good comparison of where this figure lies. It is, of course, a Hasbro figure, and this one is based on the latest movie that just hit theaters this last week, the Dial of Destiny. Supposedly the final one in the series for Mr. Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford himself. I haven't seen the movie yet. I am looking forward to seeing it. I'm trying to stay away from spoilers online. You know, you're hearing a lot of good, hearing a lot of bad, so I can't wait to make that decision myself. But for today, we are going to review this figure, and let's just jump right into it. So here we have it. We have Indiana Jones Adventure Series, Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny. As you can see, it is featuring the plastic free packaging, which is what a lot of the figures are shipping with right now. And first thing I see up here is from the latest film, and you have that in the multi-language, Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny, and the build artifact. That's kind of their new thing that they are doing with these figures. Each figure comes with, basically it's like a build-a-figure, but it's a build an artifact, comes with a piece. So let's see what the box shows. Of course, we have this picture of Indiana Jones in his later years here. I believe Dial of Destiny also is set in 1969, so this is a very much older Indiana Jones, obviously based on Harrison Ford's age. Of course, on the side we have what I can only assume is a picture from the movie. Looks like he's cracking his whip here, plastic-free packaging. And on the back we get actually what is in the packaging, so we get Indiana Jones standing 6.2 inches in this case, his bullwhip, a lantern, a satchel, and what looks to be some sort of backpack with repelling gear or a rope or something. And then his build an artifact accessory seems to be a snake. So very appropriate since Indiana Jones has a fear of snakes. And of course up here in the corner it shows you that the build an artifact is the Temple of Doom skull with the 3 stones in it, and there you can see the snake on top. So very cool. I like this design of the map in the background. That's a very classic Indiana Jones thing to do. And on the side, we have the build an artifact showing which figures you need to build what pieces. I currently have these 3 figures, all Indiana Jones, and I have these 2 figures on pre-order. So once I get all those figures in, I too will be able to build an artifact. That being said, let's get this guy out of the packaging and see what Indiana Jones is really all about. And here we have it, Indiana Jones, the Dial of Destiny version. And right off the bat, I'm looking at this figure and I'm trying to shape him up, trying to decide really what I think. And I guess before we get into the figure itself, one thing I did want to mention about the packaging, I do like the paper wrap that the accessories and the figure that Indiana Jones came in this actually, and I do like that they've done it as the map. It's very, very cool. So of course it's like they do with G.I. Joes and probably with Marvel Legends. It's just that keeps all the accessories. This actually is for Indiana Jones, but very cool that they have this kind of map work done. So very neat. But back to the figure itself, just first impressions, I'm kind of surprised that there's, this is a very clean looking figure. And what I mean by that, there's not a lot of, like, the first thing I noticed actually was like, I would expect these shoes to be scuffed up a little bit, for him to have dirt on the bottom lower portions of his pants. And it's not. It's a very clean figure. Now, there is a wash on the leather for the jacket, and that looks very good. And maybe that's what's throwing me off a little bit, is because I don't see any wash on the inner button-up shirt. The vest looks very good, but the pants are just, there's nothing much really breaking it up. Same for the shoes. just a little too clean for what I picture Indiana Jones being. Now this could be something where it's early on in the movie and he's not gotten all dirty yet or something to that effect, right? But something about its setting is not right. And the same thing goes for Harrison Ford's likeness on this figure. It's not bad. I should say that first. It's not bad at all. But at the same time, it seems, I don't know, too smooth. I mean, I know the technology is not perfect by any means, but it's like it's Harrison Ford, but at the same time, it's just not grizzled enough. I don't know. I do like the figure from what I'm seeing now. Of course, I showed it, so you've got the jacket and you've got your butterfly joint hidden, so that's nice. You've got single bend at the elbow. It is not double. Full rotation of the head. Of course, the fedora does not come off. They've mentioned that previously. They couldn't get that technology right to actually sit on the head. And I've mentioned before, I think they should have just done like G.I. Joe Classified does and have swap out fedora and then it's a separate hairpiece that can plug onto Indy's head. But that's just me. And of course, he has a thigh cut up here. He has single jointed knee. And the feet are indeed on a rocker ankle, so that's good. And this is an accessory that was already on him, his satchel. But yeah, so he has a little, and of course he bends at the waist, but only at the waist. He doesn't have a chest cut. So, you know, a little more limited articulation with this figure than with Classified or Marvel Legends. And we'll do a comparison against those here in a moment just so you can see how it stacks up. But yeah, so there is Indiana Jones. And he comes with a few accessories. Of course, he comes with his bullwhip, which is very cool. I think they really should have had him come with both the extended version and the looped version. But you can put that bullwhip just in his hands. Maybe. There we go. Not really, kind of wish it had a better grip, but I suppose that works. So we've got him with his bullwhip, and then he also comes with, like I mentioned earlier, this backpack, which has a rope in it, maybe some flares right there, and some sort of, maybe a small pickaxe or something, I'm not sure. But none of this stuff comes out. It's all just single molded together, and yeah, I'm pretty sure it doesn't come out anyway. It's actually, you probably could pull this out, but it's not meant to be pulled out. At least, well, maybe I'm wrong. So you can lift it up. You can pull this out. I just don't know why you'd want to. There's nothing underneath this. So really, it's a little bit of function, but not a whole heck of a lot. But yeah, so you can push that down. My assumption is that we should be able to put this on Indiana without much issue. So let's just try it. Let's just see what we can come up with here. I guess I forgot to mention also, Indiana does have articulated wrist as well. I just noticed that as I was moving him around. So there we go. And that looks very good. That fits on very well. What I would expect, fits over the jacket nicely. They molded that very well. And I've mentioned it before, I do like when figures can hold on to all their accessories, so that is definitely a win in my book for this Indiana Jones thus far. So we have Indiana Jones with his backpack, and his final accessory is the small flashlight lantern, which of course can easily go into this hand, one hopes. So let's pull these fingers out rather. And there we go. We have Indiana Jones fully geared up and ready to search for the Dial of Archimedes or whatever it's called. So yeah, he does come with his artifact, of course. And I'm going to slide Indy off to the side just so you can see it. So this is the snake from the top of the stone skull from the Temple of Doom. And this is a very large snake. So it's larger than I thought it was. Of course, It's hollowed out on the bottom, and it has a little plug right here that fits into the top of that skull. And yeah, it's a nice fun accessory because obviously you could have, you know, Indiana Jones squaring off with this snake. Snakes. Why'd it have to be snakes? Bonus points if you know what movie that's from. Hint, it's an Indiana Jones movie. So yeah, comes with this accessory for the artifact, I should say. And yeah, let me pull in a couple other figures. We'll do some comparisons, and then I'll leave you with my final thoughts. Okay, so I've thrown in a Darth Revan from the Star Wars Black Series, and I've thrown in obviously a G.I. Joe classified Duke, Tiger Force Duke, from the G.I. Joe line of figures. So as you can see, Indy kind of falls right in between these two in this example. Definitely on as far as articulation goes, he's much more closer to the Black Series figures when it comes to articulation. Obviously not near as much articulation as the G.I. Joe classified figures with their additional, their double jointed elbows, the bicep cut, double jointed knees, drop down hips. Like I said, kind of more onto the Legend style figures. And again, this is an older Legend style figure, but you can just kind of see a quick lineup of how that is. So good to show that off. So let me get these two guys out of the way so I can talk to you guys about my final thoughts around this figure ultimately. So I have no buyer's remorse with this figure. I think it looks very good. Now, my real question is playability for pictures and whatnot. I don't know if there's enough here. You know, I really don't know how much action poses I can get him in, especially, you know, how many action poses can I do with this figure that involves just holding a bullwhip and holding a lantern? Now, obviously, this is an older Indiana Jones. He's probably not going to be cracking whips as much as he used to or swinging over, you know, dangerous pits or, you know, escaping snakes. This is more of a true archaeologist style figure. But yeah, it's like I said, the face, something's off with the face, and maybe it's just me, but something just seems a little bit off with the face, missing that little bit of articulation, and I feel like they cut some corners with the paint applications. Again, even the backpack is the same. It's just one solid brown. Not a lot for me to... Oops, see, that fell out of his hand, but that's a minor gripe. So yeah, I think ultimately there's a few corners cut to make this figure fit in with modern lines that Hasbro's producing. Wow, that just fell out again. We're just going to give up on that. But yeah, I feel like they cut a couple corners. If you like Indiana Jones like I do, I think it's definitely worth picking up, especially to have the newest iteration of the figure from the latest movie. I can totally see wanting to pick this figure up. But I am interested in seeing how the other Indiana Jones figures that I picked up stack up against this one. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. Make sure you subscribe below. I'm going to be doing that live stream soon. Going to be giving away some figures. So if you're interested, you got to be a subscriber. Stay tuned for the live stream. I'm Mark. This is Coffee with Toys, and I will see you later.